welcome to my channel. Just in case you don't know who I am, I'm Katie, but you can also call me Dinky. This video is for the Rare Diseases Day, and I have a rare disease, and that is called Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about me, my diagnosis, and just general bit of info about me. So sit back and hope you enjoy this video. So let's get into this video now, shall we? I was born 7.5 weeks early, so I was premature, and I was 3 pounds 4 ounces, so I was quite small. I was very floppy. The doctors used to twist my hands and feet right round. That's how floppy I was. I had an umbilical hernia, and I had a heart murmur. So a few days after I was born, I was sent by ambulance to Royal Manchester Children's Hospital, which was based at the original site in Pendlebury, and now it's all moved to the newer place. And I was diagnosed at 2.5 weeks old by Professor Glasgow, who I was under the care of when I got there. He did all the relevant testing excuse me, at the time. This was in 1985, so the knowledge that they had back then was nothing compared to what they do have now. But even now, the knowledge is still very little. And that's why we have Rare Diseases Day, to raise awareness, give an insight into our lives from our perspectives. Hopefully people can learn more about the people rather than just the factual, medical jargon, but actually listening to somebody who has a rare disease and how they feel and what they experience. I count myself as someone who's very fortunate that I had medical input. From day one, I had physiotherapists, occupational therapists, speech and language therapists. I was put under the statement at school, so nursery, infants, primary, secondary school. I was put on this statement where I got my needs met, things that I needed, support, which has been beneficial during school. Apart from my GCSE time, I had support in all my lessons, which I value so much. Not necessarily just with the work, but just with things that I need carrying with, things that I needed help writing with, and just everyday daily tasks that I struggled with. At school, I was able to go and take some time out. So if I was feeling a bit tired or not feeling so good, I can go and sit in a quiet room for a little bit and just to kind of, relax a little bit, rest, and then go back to the class when I was ready. I really valued that. That really helped. Because sometimes things do get a bit much and you do need to take time out just to realign yourself, get your breath back and clear your mind. Have a drink if you need a drink, whatever you needed to do. I had physiotherapy every week, I had hydrotherapy every week. I had all my mobility aids, through school. I had a walking frame, then I went onto sticks, and I always used a wheelchair, and I used spinal caliper and the spinal brace, which went from the bottom of my spine, my hips, right up to my neck, and it held my neck, like that, which built in enough support and strength in my neck so it's not floppy and that I can move it myself and not do any damage inside my neck. And then the spinal brace was to help my spine from curving even more. I think from day one they said that I couldn't have the operation to straighten my spine because it was too severe. It was 50-50 life or death. That's why they didn't want to do spinal surgery. So it's just a case of monitoring things for me with the spinal brace, and then the calipers, which went from trauma massage right to my toes, because I had the splints on the bottom, you know, my calf and then my feet. I had Pedro boots, if anyone ever used to wear them. They were horrible. They were so hard and so uncomfortable. They used to cause my feet so much pain. But they had the support that someone like me needs in my body. Even now, I try and find shoes that do have a bit more support. I don't go so much towards fashion as much anymore in my shoes. There was a time where I did. I wanted to wear heels and, you know, nice strappy shoes. And don't get me wrong, I still like that kind of thing, but I'm thinking more about what my body needs and what's comfortable when I'm sitting in my wheelchair. Because it's not comfortable sitting in a wheelchair and your knees are like, you know, up and you're not getting supported. Because Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a connective tissue disorder, it means that it causes so many other conditions to arise. Like for me, I have lots that I could be here all day if I explain them all. But if you go onto different websites, I will link them in the description bar below. You can find out more about this syndrome, how it affects my body and other people's. You can find out as much as you need to find out. But please do check them out. And don't forget to donate to these charities, as they appreciate it so much to keep researching and to support other people like myself. Thank you. Yeah, I was very fortunate that I got input like that from day one. They were just very quick to learn about what I needed and what I struggled with. And sadly, that's not the case for so many people like me. So many don't get diagnosed till the 20s, 30s, 40s. Don't even get diagnosed at all in their lives. Because, you know, symptoms tend to not start showing till later on. In most cases, so they don't get the help that they need. They just get dismissed and misdiagnosed with things, which I find really sad. And that's why there needs to be awareness about EDS and other related connective tissue disorders. Yeah, so all the way through, up until I left school, I had all this input. And then when you leave school, everything just kind of stops. You know, your physio, your occupational therapy, you're getting too old to be seen by who you've been seen for since day one. Like, I was 17, 18 when I last saw Professor Glasgow. And he actually gave me the option of whether I wanted to see somebody else. Because obviously I was coming to the end of the children's services and going to the adult clinics at a different hospital. I was a bit like, I didn't know what my future was going to hold. I was a bit scared. I was very uncertain what to do, what to say. And then I went to residential college. I had physios and wheelchair clinics. You know, well, physios were there all the time, and nurses there all the time. I got a lot of help. But the biggest thing I struggled with is pacing myself. But yeah, this is the thing where if you haven't read C's and there's not that much knowledge about it, you've got people who think they're doing the best for you, or they don't quite acknowledge the consequences of a particular thing can be quite damaging in a way. I never complained. I just got on with things like I always do. Same with at school. You know, I loved school, I loved college, but because I can do certain things, well, I can't do other things, it's hard because I don't like asking for help. Even though I'm getting better at it, and when I do ask for help, I feel great because I'm like, yeah, I've asked for help. But I don't like to be a burden on anybody. So it's a difficult one because no one likes to ask for help, but we have to, and we need people to be a bit more understanding, a bit more patient with us, and let us lead the way in our journeys. You know, we're the ones that live in our bodies. We're the ones that are experiencing the pain and the fatigue and anything else that goes along with having a rare disease like mine. And then I went to my local sixth form. I loved it there as well. There they were a bit more flexible. They arranged it so that I didn't have to go in to every day. I think I ended up going in on Monday, Tuesday, then summer Thursday and summer Friday. So I was basically like part-time, and they were very understanding, they were very accommodating. You know, they could tell, they knew when I was needing a rest, they picked that up. And they kind of, because I got to know like 2-3 members of staff in particular, I spent so much time with them that they could tell before I could tell, which is great. I absolutely appreciated that. I did really well. I did my A-levels, I did a few extra GCSEs. I got awarded 2 awards, one in college and then one in the Cumbria, Excellence in Cumbria, which is quite a big thing around here. They have a big ceremony at a fancy hotel in Kendal where you get presented your awards by, for our awards, it was 2 news readers, and at the time I was very into journalism, you know, things like that. So really, like, wow, I was just really excited by it. They saw that I had potential despite the barriers and hurdles that I faced every day. Yeah, it's just amazing. And then I kind of went a few years with no physio, no hydro or anything, and I've had to kind of fight back. Like, on and off, I've had hydro for the last 7 or 8 years, maybe. I've lost count. I've had a few physiotherapies now. I've not had any hydro since last August, no physio whatsoever, and my body has deteriorated. My pain levels have been worse, my fatigue's been worse. Just in general, I've struggled these last couple of months, and I've had to fight to go back to hydro, but they've had no funding to get the pills C2, which has been really hard. Because it's not just your physical well-being, it's your mental well-being. It's hard enough having your physical deteriorate, and then that means that, you know, you're struggling more, and it's all just a big vicious circle. But yeah, it's very hard when you get these cuts made so that the things that do help are taken away from you. That's hard. That is hard. Yeah, so for me, it's mostly monitoring things, keeping up with my physio, you know, hydrotherapy, just to keep things, you know, moving, keep me socialised as well in that way. Just preventing things from getting worse quicker than they need to. That is the biggest thing for me. Onto a lighter note, I like doing things like reading, I read stories and magazines, blogs. I like blogs. I write a blog. Do that on my website that I've created. I've designed a new t-shirt, a new logo. Well, my cousin designed a new logo for my Dinky EDS diaries, which is mainly run on my Facebook page. I love doing these videos on my YouTube channel. I'm proud of the videos like I've done for Scope. For this one, they give me something to focus on. And when I get positive feedback, it's just an amazing feeling. It keeps me going, keeps me striving to do more. I love music. I like going to concerts, going to see shows. I do like going out for meals. I love watching documentaries. Yeah, I've had to kind of adapt to what I'm into, what I like, so that I'm not focusing on things that I can't do, but what I can do, which I think is very important for everybody. What else? I love creating different looks and makeup, like fashion, but I'm not a big fashion follower. I just like going with what I like going with. I love watching documentaries. I don't mind the soaps, bit of Coronation Street and Emmerdale, Casualty and Holby. But I do a lot of awareness for EDS, little bits of body positivity. Yeah, they're my biggest things that I do. I enjoy playing PUBG on my phone. You can just pick up and just have a little play and then have little breaks. That passes a bit of time. I love spending time with my family. My little niece has just turned 3. I just adore her. She's a crazy little sweetheart. She is. I adore that little girl. I spend a lot of time with my cat Pixie, my little partner in crime. She keeps me company. I can see you off the camera. She's just lying with her back to me. Yeah, she's my fur baby. Yeah, so that's generally about me. You know, it is hard living with a rare disease. It's challenging, it can be isolating, it can be frustrating, but it makes you stronger. It makes you appreciate the smaller things in life. It makes you focus on the things that matter, really. I learned a lot about myself. You learn a lot about other people. I wouldn't change who I am or how I am, because that's me. I've been like this since day one. I wouldn't have gone through what I've gone through if I hadn't been like me. I wouldn't have overcome so many things if I weren't like me. So I'm thankful for being like me, despite it being challenging, frustrating, isolating, a pain, a big pain, and very tiring. I'm glad that it's me, because I wouldn't want anyone else to suffer like I do sometimes, or somebody else like me. I am me, and I'm proud of what I've been through, what I will continue to go through. I'm proud that I'm fighting for not just for myself, but for so many others. And I hope to continue to make everybody, my family, my friends, proud of me and what I achieve. We might think EDS diaries, awareness work, and all the little things that I do as well. That is me, Katie Dinky. Thank you for watching this video. And if you like this video, if you learned some things about me that you didn't know, you like that, then give it a big thumbs up. I appreciate that so much. And don't forget to share. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Bye everyone.